All right, what is going on, guys? Out of the Park Pod here with my guy Marco. Super excited for this one. I've seen a little bit of his content, and I actually found you. I saw you on my reels the other day. Right after we got done talking, he was mentioning your name, and you're on my reels, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it's just it's just crazy how we can start to kind of connect with people outside of where we live and stuff. We just had a couple done a couple weeks ago, and I'm just super excited to get to know other people. So, welcome to the show, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem.
So the first question I know I have is what kind of got you into creating videos and everything? I know it's a kind of a basic question, but it's usually a good icebreaker and everything.
No, it's a good question. It's a great question. It's a great question. So I'm not gonna lie. When I started obviously with Facebook and Instagram, with my restaurants, and it was kind of stupid not to do social media because it's free advertising for your business. And then TikTok came around, and then when TikTok first began, it was like a bunch of teenage girls, dancing all day long. So I'm like, yeah, this is definitely not for me. I'm not doing this at 40 years old. It's not happening. But it got to a point where I was like making videos on like an actual a video camera or my phone and like editing them for hours. And I was just like, you know what? Let me check out TikTok. And they kind of made it easier to edit and all that stuff. Like instead of needing like all these softwares and they provided you music and all that stuff like that, so you could just do it really quick. And of course, it was trending. And I go, this is another opportunity for me to spread my brand out, or create a brand, I should say. And like I say to entrepreneurs all the time. They ask me, it's like, if you're not using social media, you are like 40 years behind on your business. Um, these businesses, there's a mom and pop pizza shop on every corner. Never mind a franchise on every corner. So you need to level yourself up and do something different. It also brought a different view, especially from my perspective in my restaurant. Like I was talking to Josh earlier, we went live on TikTok all the time. We went live. We were live on a Friday night on the line. Like you saw every pizza being made, you saw every pizza coming out, and we're pounding them. And then I threw in, Post Malone, Juice World, and we were just going nuts. Like we were just dancing, making pizza at the same time, and just giving a completely different view of like the restaurant game. And I think I was like one of three pizza guys at the time on TikTok doing lives. And we were, like I was telling Josh earlier, we were averaging like between 12 and 15,000 people watching us live for like an average of 45 minutes to an hour or longer. And it got to a point where people were asking for merch, asking for, like, I had like pizza peels. I would break them sometimes on a live because of a mess up or something. It's a very good stress reliever. If you've never done it, do it. And they would ask for us to sign it and like ship it to them. Like, we want that. Give us the broken pizza. It got crazy. It got to a point where everybody knew what was happening in the restaurant that shouldn't have known. Like, they knew employee schedules. They knew, like, oh, they would say, like, I had an employee named Tyler. It's not what's Tyler. Tyler's supposed to be at 4. He's late, and like I'm like, it got really crazy, and it got to a point where we actually had people flying from different states to come visit the restaurant, try the food, to meet us, and all that stuff. So, uh, long answer for that question, but social media pretty much made us more well known all over the world instead of just our little niche where we lived. And it was cool to be able to connect with so many different people, even though maybe we weren't selling a pizza to them. We were still connecting with them somehow, and it was just a great way to, meet new people.
Yeah, I was saying like, and I guess the one question I have for you is, like when you see people coming from different, different countries, different states, different everything, like I personally do not know how to feel. So how does that make you like? Obviously, it makes you feel good, but what is that like feeling? Like, is it just like exhilarating? Like it's probably
So,
crazy.
it's it, yeah, it's like a little crazy. People are like, when someone comes up to me and says, "Oh my God, it's Marco the Pizza Man. You're so famous," and I'm like, literally, I'm like, you talking to me? I'm like, I am not that guy. Like, I'm not him. So, but I'm honestly like, I always have to catch myself, to be honest. The other day I was at a grocery store and some guy just randomly came up to me and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Marco Pizza Man? How are you?" And I'm just like, "Hey, good morning," and I just kept walking. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it is because normally I'm a talkative person, as you can tell, and I have no problem talking to anybody. But for some reason, this whole social media part of it, when I get recognized or something, I think it's this, like it's weird. It's a weird feeling. It's like I'm not that guy all the time. You know what I mean? Maybe that's if that's a wrong way to say it, but it's also just like kind of figuring out who you are on this
Hmm.
social media and trying not to change who you are as a person in real world. So that's the most important thing for me.
So what I know you own your own restaurant. So what went into this is like something I just try to get like perspective because obviously I want to own my own. Everybody has their own thing they want to have. Like I don't know how to explain this really, but I know yours is your restaurant. Mine would be like selling merch or doing something else like that along the lines of that.
Hmm.
So obviously, was this like a dream of yours at the start? I'll start with that question. That I like a It's like a two-part answer. So I'll say,
Yeah,
is this a dream of yours to start? And
yeah.
then after that, I would say, like what went into like how did you start up and what went into just the whole restaurant? Did you put your whole life into it? Did you do this? Did you, I feel like I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like sometimes it's
It's a great,
hard to understand. Some
it's a
people
great
like
question.
are crazy,
It's a great question.
crazy.
Yeah, you have to be, first of all, you have to be crazy to be in the restaurant
Yeah,
game. You have to
yeah,
be.
for sure.
It's part of the DNA. You have to be. So yeah, I was like 16 years old. I think my first job was like at Chuck E. Cheese. That was like the first time I ever made a pizza in my life, which I wasn't allowed to because you're supposed to be 18 to use the machine, but I for some reason just jumped in. My background is Portuguese, so I have a lot of family that cooking is literally every celebration, everything that brings family together. So I already had that kind of like food symbolized social gatherings and love and memories and all that stuff. So I automatically knew that feeling, that pride that came with that, like making a good dish and your family loving it and being that. So I already had that food feeling, and I kind of had, a quick tongue with the wit and all that stuff. So I went into Chuck E. Cheese, did that job. Then I worked for a mom and pop shop when I was like 17 years old. My first pizza shop, like a mom and pop, and I actually got hired as a dishwasher because I was, about to. I was in high school, so I was like, I just need a job on the side, just something easy, and I just kept getting thrown into positions, making sandwiches, and then suddenly I'm making salads, and then suddenly the owner decided to go on an errand, and like 15 people walked in, and they're like, "Oh, we need cheese pizzas," and I'm just like, I've never made a cheese pizza before, so it was like, all right, getting thrown into the lion's den. So, and it started from there, and I was just like, I worked for so many people that I thought could be a better version of themselves, and they weren't. They were just doing the mediocre work, and they were providing for a family. They were, doing what they had to do, buying houses, buying cars, and I am not what you call book smart. I am extremely dyslexic. I have ADD out the wazoo. And when I was 22, I was in the middle of my first year of culinary college. I went to culinary school for like less than a year. I was already like schooling the seniors, and I was just like, this is a joke. Like, I'm here paying all this thousands of dollars to learn how to make toast when I can just open a restaurant for the same amount of money of 2 years of tuition and give it a go. And I was lucky enough that my parents gave me a loan when I was 22 years old, and I got my first restaurant at 22 by myself, never owning anything in my life, and I just jumped in like Monday through Sunday, open to close, no days off for 5 years, living at home. Made 500 bucks in 1 week, and like literally did that whole I'm a pimp, I'm loaded, I'm gonna make it, and throw the money on the bed. I was like, it's over. I'm gonna be a millionaire with my girlfriend at the time, who is my wife now. And I learned real quick that just because you can make a pizza doesn't mean that you can make a pizza business successful. I knew nothing about inventory. I knew nothing about food costs. I knew nothing about hiring and firing and laws and regulations of the towns and cities. So you learn it real quick. I don't want to compare it to the military because I love those guys way too much, but it really is a quick boot camp of reality. like when you own your own restaurant, you're like, oh, taxes. I get
Yeah.
it. I got to pay these things. It's just the way it is. So, and I did that for 5 years, and I sold it, paid my father back all his money, and then I went to the corporate world. Like I worked for a pretty big major restaurant that had like 90 locations on the East Coast of the United States, and that's where I learned inventory, food cost, P&Ls, all that stuff, like the real, the stuff that you don't learn in school, the stuff that you just need to know or you won't make any money. And from there on, I just opened more restaurants and became savage, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy to get like different perspectives because you did start in school, and a lot of people there. I always tell them like if you're going for something, you definitely want to go for like what you want, and you obviously were going for what you want, but you
mhm.
saw you were I mean you were outsmarting them. I don't want to say it like that, but that's what you were doing. You were way ahead of your
Yeah, yeah,
time, and you wanted to use your especially in your younger days, you want to use your time wisely, and what you did obviously brought you to where you are. So it's like a perfect like I don't know how to put it, but it's just like a perfect way to show people that what you want to do is like it's obtainable. I tell people all the time it's obtainable what you want to do in life. You
yeah,
just have to literally what you did. You said, "Hey, I have to take a chance. It could work out, or it could, it be spit in my face. It could just it could go any way."
yep.
And that's why I tell people, you just got to start taking chances. And I think the worst that could have happened for you is you go back to culinary school. I think that's, so like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe
True,
I'm right,
it's true.
So
Well,
it's cool
these
that you
days,
took that
man,
chance.
these days it's yeah. With these days, it's just like if you're in your 20s and you're not taking all the biggest risks of your life right now,
Mhm.
if you know that you want to be an entrepreneur, you know that you have a skill that you're really good at and you want to do a business, like if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you got to go to college, you got to go to school, you got to get a degree. It's just the way it is. But if you know you want to be a plumber, an electrician, a restaurateur, and all that stuff, like, college isn't always the answer. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to learn the stuff that you need a lot of street smarts to be an entrepreneur. You can't just learn book smarts. You're not going to make it because college is college. You're going to learn education. That's great. You're going to learn how to speak English and take a Spanish class. But you're not going to know how it feels when you open your own business and everybody bails on you and then you're alone. You have to be everything. You have to be your hype man every morning. You have to be your discipliner. You got to be your alarm clock. You got to be everything that you never thought that you could be and still smile, put on a happy face, and understand that everybody is out to get you. Everybody. I don't care what anybody's. And only thing that people see, no matter how hard you're working, no matter how much you're sacrificing, no much how hard you're struggling, they only see what's coming in. They don't see what's coming out on the back end. People might see a line out the door of my restaurant and see all this ka-chings coming in, but you don't know how many ka-chungs are going out. So, a lot of people don't pay attention to that. And they're just going to look at you. But it's the best thing, advice I can give anybody that wants to be an entrepreneur. If you are not secure with yourself, if you got any doubt in you, if you're not your biggest fan in life, don't even do it. Don't even put a toe in. It's not going to happen. So,
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. Even though I mean, I'm in college right now, everything like that. If it wasn't for sports or anything, I don't think I would even be here. There's so much I want to do in life that I feel like you said, the best experience is just getting out and doing it. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not someone who's going to be able to cook or anything like that, but I think definitely there's some things that I would like to do that I wouldn't require education. And there are some times I sit in class and I'm like, wow, like, is this really even worth it? Like, is college really teaching me that much? And most of the time it's like, not really. I mean, I still think there's a lot of values to going to college and everything, but like, there's just some times where it's like you said, like getting out there and actually doing it and learning while you're in the process of building something is just the best education you can get. And I think I mean, yeah, it comes with an expense, but you're paying for college too. So it's like,
yeah, yeah. Or you can also like work for somebody that you are trying to inspire to be or
mhm.
in that industry. That's better than any college course you're going to take. I've taken business courses while at culinary and I'm just like this isn't reality what you're teaching me. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. What you're teaching us in this textbook from 1986, I think business has changed in 40 years. So, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, it's just, if you know you're going to do something, like I said, entrepreneurship where you don't need a degree, I would rather you jump into a business and work for free for somebody over a summer and literally grind and pick that person's brain to death and learn. Because I'll tell you right now, the reason why I'm a success is because I took everything that my best bosses of my life did for me, and I took everything that my worst bosses did, and I threw it out the window. And I learned. It's kind of just like parenting. You know, eventually when you guys get older and get married and have children, it's the same thing. You know, you're going to do the same thing, the good things that you learned from your parents, and the things that you didn't really enjoy, you're going to try to tweak it and be like, you know what, I'm not going to do that with my kids. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
perfect, you know. So it's always good to just get in there and get that experience, because I'm telling you, you might even find out it's not for you right
Mm-hmm.
there, right there. You know what I mean? That you're gonna be, and you didn't waste any money starting a business. You're like, all right, I got it. This ain't for me. Not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. When you were coming up in this business, like especially I don't want to say the business, so the social media part of it. So when you were coming up in the social media,
Mm-hmm.
like starting, I know you touched on it a little bit earlier. What was your reaction to just
Yeah.
starting to see this coming in and starting to see people follow and obviously coming into your restaurant and then coming from across the world? I know you kind of touched on it, but what was your like initial reaction to, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like people are,
Yeah.
starting
So
to recognize me.
that's funny. So my sister-in-law used to work for me at my restaurant where we started to blow up on TikTok, and she kept me really humble, real quick. So she was just like, ugh. Every time a girl would come in and be like, "Oh my God, it's Marco the Pizza Man," she'd be like, "Yeah, okay, just go over there to the corner. He's not that important." She'd be right out blunt and say it. So I thank her for that. So for keeping me humble. But I think that it when you're a local town, not a big 30,000 people. It's not a lot of people, and everybody knows you when you're walking down the street, and you have a good reputation. It's great. It's fantastic because um, if you have a good, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? If you got a good head on your shoulders and
Mhm.
you can control your ego, it's a great power. It's a great tool because you can get a lot of things that you would never get looking up in a phone book or on the internet. You know what I mean? Like you can talk to somebody, you can be like, "Hey, I need a plumber. I need this or quick." But it's just quick networking. If everybody knows you, it's easy for networking. It's great. It's easy to be a success. It's easy to also give help. People know you, so you can help out local baseball teams, local sporting events. Kids, whatever they need for their schools and all that stuff. It's a huge power that you have there, and just like Spider-Man, man, right?
Yeah.
Great power comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's another side of that. Everybody knows you. So if you do something bad, there's
Yep.
no hiding from it. Like you're going to be found. And trust me, haters are just waiting to find
Mhm.
something to point at you and see that you're doing wrong. That's the number one thing that a hater wants to do. They can't wait for you to fail. They can't wait.
Dude, it's
So
it's the truth, man.
yeah,
There's some
it's pretty crazy.
yeah, even I've noticed like so we just kind of started this about a year ago and I mean, we're nothing, we haven't we're getting there. We're still just starting. We're still in the startup phase and
You're
still
not
just,
nothing.
no,
Don't say
not
that.
yeah,
Start
I don't want to
start
say that.
re start rephrasing that.
Yeah.
Start rephrasing
Yeah,
that.
we're
You
like
are
we're just
something.
yeah, we're something, we're starting out and we're just kind of getting it going and I've noticed like even people that are like close to me just kind of saying, hitting little jabs and I mean, no, I don't let hate bother me. I
Mhm.
never did, even as a kid, I'll get angry and I'll kind of be angry at myself sometimes, but I'm like, that stuff don't really bother me. I'm gonna still go out and voice my opinion. I've always been opinionized. I'll go and voice it no matter what. I'm obviously very respectful when I do voice my opinion, but that's just how I am. I've always been a talkative dude, and if I feel a way about something, you're gonna hear about it. And I know what you're talking about when you say just the haters. I literally am witnessing it now. There's even some of my friends that are like, they're not hating on me, but they're like, "Do you really see this going anywhere? Do you actually want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like I love being on the internet. I love podcasts. I've been listening to podcasts for about a couple years now, and um, me and my friend here, we literally since what were we in 11th grade, we wanted to do
It's
this,
around
and
there, yeah.
yeah, it was like 10th or 11th grade. We were kids, we were 15, 16 years old, and now we're going into our 20s, and
Mm.
it just makes you realize like I'm literally only 20 years old, and it's just like there's sometimes I'm like, man, I don't have a lot of time, and I realize I'm 20, and I'm like, and there's people that are 35. It's 15 years. It's like my whole life that I just lived. I just lived 20 years, and I got 15 more to till I'm 35. I'm still young there, So I have a lot of time. I just realize,
Hmm.
and I'm just grateful for it all. So I was telling him I'm just grateful for the come up phase, and I think it's just gonna pay off, and I just kind of see that a little bit about what you were talking about, just when you're coming up, just kind of be humble and do your own thing. So
Yeah, you remember, dude. If you don't have any haters, you're not doing anything important.
Mm-hmm.
facts. Yeah.
You're not
100%
gonna have
agree.
haters on if you're doing nothing that's not, if you're not doing anything cool,
Yeah.
you're not doing something different that people are like looking at deep down their insecurities. They're like, I wish I had the guts to do that, but I don't
Hmm.
have that charisma to be on the internet. I don't have that unembarrassment feeling of seeing myself on camera. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're ahead of the game. You're going to get haters, and the closest people to your life are probably going to be your first people. They're not hating on you, which is a
Hmm.
great way what you said, but they're kind of just watching your back. They're just like, hey man, you sure you want to do this? Like they're scared for you because of their insecurities, because they know they could never do what you're doing. You know what I mean? So like just take it, thank them for it, and say, I appreciate it, man, but I think I found something I really love and I want to try doing it. I just have to do it because I would hate to live my life knowing that I never tried it. So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just take it, fuel it, use it as fuel, prove them wrong. I'm telling you, man, there's been many times where family members have said, you're going to open another restaurant. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I needed that so bad because I was actually doubting myself for one day. And you gave me every fuel to prove you wrong. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been in obviously in the business for a while. Has there been any celebrities like that have visited your pizza shop, anything like that? Who were they? Like,
Yeah,
was there any big ones?
we had Adam Sandler
Oh,
in my
wow.
shop in Beverly. Yeah, we had him, and he came by. He was filming QB Halloween, which was on Netflix. He was filming in the town that I was in, and my father was actually an extra in there for
Wow.
Rob Schneider, so we got to go on the set and stuff like that. So yeah, we had him. I don't know if you guys know. I guess he's kind of a celebrity. Be a Man. He's on TikTok. I don't know if
I
you've
feel like
heard of
I've
him. He's got
heard.
like
I feel like I
two,
I've
have
three
heard
definitely
million
of
heard
him.
it.
followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Ah,
does
cool.
quick things like don't eat cold pizza, be a man. He just says something like that, a statement like that. We had him at the restaurant. I don't think we had Mark Wahlberg, but he wasn't at the restaurant. It was somewhere outside of the restaurant.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much really all the celebrities we've had in our town. So at the time, yeah.
I mean
So
Yeah.
we're
I
trying to
like
get
that.
Dave Portnoy at this one.
Oh
At
yeah.
this one, you know
No,
what I
we
mean?
got to, bro. Yeah, that'd be awesome for sure. I
Yeah,
see he
right.
does all
He
them
was just
pizza
down the
reviews.
street a couple months ago.
Oh,
Man, dude,
wow.
Yeah,
we
he was
gotta get
just
him
down
in
the street
there.
a couple months ago.
Dave Portnoy, if you're
Yeah.
seeing this, let's go. Get my man. What's Pizzeria? Let's
Right.
go.
Yeah, let me
We're gonna
open
get in
first.
there.
Don't just
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah. For sure. But I like how you do things different. I like
It's
it feels like a different pizza shop. I like how it's like pink and like it feels like more modern. Like is that what you're aiming for? Or like I like it. I think it looks sick.
I'm trying to. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of thought went into this. I've like again, this is number 4. So this one is pretty much my. This is it. If it doesn't work, I'm in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty much my franchise design where I'm thinking of going. So like I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. This is just pizza. I don't do sandwiches. I don't do fried food. I don't do anything on the grill, any salads, anything like that. I just focus on pizza. So it's a small menu, 20 pizzas on the menu. Again, going for that vibe of change. Like we got to be bumping music in here. The bass has got to get moved. Like if you go to any barbershop now, it's not like a
Yeah.
barbershop back in the day with the red and blue thing spinning. It's like everyone's in there getting fades. There's you got your modern hip hop bumping in there, maybe some country. It's just we're bringing that vibe. We get some. I love the pink, the yellow. I mean, pink, the white, and the black. It's like it just pops, and we're just doing something different. Like, I don't want this to be the normal pizza shop where you walk in and it's just like an old man with a tank top sitting in the back picking his belly button. Like, I don't want that anymore. It's time to modernize it, because with time, you have to change your business. You have to. I've done every type of pizza shop. I've had 700 menu items on one place, on one restaurant before. It's just stupid. How can you focus on quality when you have the abundance of quantity to fulfill? It makes no sense. So this one, I've kind of like dissected it. Like, this is my oven. Like, this is a Rotoflex. This thing makes 28 pizzas at a time.
Oh,
Okay, like,
wow.
it's not a normal oven. This is a $60,000 oven. Okay, like, this is not like, hey, how you doing today?
Yeah.
So and I painted her pink. That's pretty bold, bro. Like,
Yeah.
nobody paints an oven pink. So, and besides the focus on the food going into the oven, like the ingredients that you choose, the combinations that you're trying to do, I'm focusing on the other side of the oven when it comes out. Most people don't think about that part. They're like, oh, they just put it in the box, they cut it, and see you later. Have a better day. Right? That's what normal people that are not in the industry and a lot of people that are in the industry think that way. I'm taking the extra step this time around on the other side of the oven. I have two doors, by the way. I probably would explain it. I put the pizza in on this side, and I take it out. The person takes it out on this side. So we're going a different mile, a different thing. We're roasting all of our vegetables from scratch. We are marinating everything at least 48 hours. Dough is going to be at least 48 hours old. When it comes out of the oven, there's always something that gets added to that pizza, even if it's a fresh basil or maybe just even a little bit of sea salt around the crust and on on top of the pepperonis, just to give it that extra elevation. And then we're also taking pizzas out of the oven and letting them sit on a rack for like 10 seconds just to get that initial steam off, so that when it goes in the box, you don't get that soggy. You keep that crunch going. So we're just taking those extra steps. Obviously, the online ordering, the DoorDash, the Grubhub, the I want to come in, grab my pizza, I want to go home. Most people that come to pick up pizza during the week are dads because they're just on their way home from work, or mom's at home with the kids and she's like, just get food, I don't want to cook anymore. So we call him the sucker. At this restaurant we call him the sucker. So we have a thing called the sucker slice. Every time he comes in, dad gets a slice for the car ride home,
Hmm.
because we don't have fries. We used to give a little bag of french fries so that he doesn't eat all of the food on the drive home. We're
Yeah.
giving him a sucker slice so that at least he got something out of it.
Yeah, I just like because I'm gonna touch what you said on, or I'm gonna touch on what you said earlier. How we walk into these pizza shops and it's just like a guy in a tank top and a guy, it's just your average pizza shop. I like that you went the extra mile and kind of made it your own thing. That's what I think is so beautiful about owning your own restaurant, owning what you do, because you can literally make it whatever you want. And I feel like that's so different and so diverse that it's gonna draw attention. Nobody has a pink oven in the back. I mean, you could go to any pizza shop in the world right now. In the I'll just say even in the United States, you can go to any pizza shop and nobody's got that pink oven right there. So I think that's really cool that you were the only person
We
to
have
have
pink
that.
pizza boxes too.
There you go. You're
Wow.
probably
We
the
have
only
pink pizza
person to do
boxes
that
too.
too.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's awesome that you're turning something that you started out and you loved, like just coming up the pizza, owning your own restaurant, and you're turning it into something that you like. I don't know how to put it. Something you love and something else you love, and just combining them and just kind of making it your own thing. And I just think that's really awesome. That's kind of what I want to do here. So it's like,
I think this is the cockiness version of a restaurant. This is
yeah, for
the
sure.
nobody's better than me. This is I know who I am and what I'm
Hmm.
capable of doing, and I'll put myself in front of anybody that makes pizza and be like, "Let's go. Let's bring it. You're not going to
Yeah,
touch this guy. I'm a savage. You can't beat me in this. Let's go." That's what this represents. I
yeah,
know, I'm confident, and you're going to taste it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So,
for sure.
So, you had mentioned to me that you're coming out with your second cookbook. What kind of got you into writing cookbooks and everything like that?
so a company reached out to me and said, "Hey, we'll pay you to do a cookbook." And I'm like, "Okay." That's what made me do a cookbook, because
Oh,
I didn't think
wow.
anybody would ever want anything that I made. So they reached out to me and they're like, "Listen, we'll pay for all of it and we'll give you a percentage of all the sales if you just, give us all the recipes." To be honest, so my first cookbook is Cooking and Cussin'. which is out already. And we've been signed for a second book. Hopefully, it'll be coming out later this year before the holiday. And that one's going to be called Dipshits and Love Handles, which is just literally appetizers and shareable food that you shouldn't be eating, but you're going to eat it because it's delicious and it's late at night or whatever. So that one's coming out. And literally just finished. I haven't told anybody yet, so you guys are going to get an exclusive here. We just finished writing a kid's book, and we are in the middle of doing illustrations for it. And it's Marco the Pizza Man and the Angry Giant Pineapple. So that's what it's called.
That's awesome. That's like something I would have read back in like kindergarten and stuff.
Mhm.
Just knowing it's cool to know that like people are branching out even there. Like I would have never thought to write a children's book or anything. It's cool because I remember reading like Skippy John Jones or whatever. It's just like on that level. That's kind of cool. I never expected that from someone who does
Yeah.
content. That's really cool
Yeah,
actually.
I'm excited. I'm excited. That one's actually really exciting because it's
Yeah.
it's just simple. I took a concept that people hate pineapple. It's either you love pineapple on pizza or you hate it. So
Mhm.
I jumped on that one, and a lot of my videos that have gone viral are pretty much me putting a pineapple on pizza. People get very upset, or cutting a pizza wrong, cutting the middle instead of the whole slice. So
Mhm.
it's just a thing that we're gonna tackle on. So, and being a dad, why not have my own kids book?
Yeah, that's pretty
Very
sweet.
true.
I mean, if my dad had their own kids book back in the day, I mean, if I was a kid in kindergarten, I'd be showing everyone. I'd be giving them out. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Just
Yeah,
having my
right.
dad and like, I mean, when you're that young, you think, that you think they're like, you think they're superstars. You're oh my god, my dad's in a kids book. My dad's in, that's pretty sweet. So it's cool that your kids will have that to
Yeah.
look on.
So, kind of backtracking, do you think pineapple belongs on pizza or no?
Yes, pineapple belongs on pizza just as much as pepperoni. Yes,
Yep,
it does.
I agree. I'm Italian and I agree.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wow.
Yep. Pineapple and pineapple bacon is
Yep.
amazing. My favorite combination is pineapple buffalo chicken. Oh my god.
Oh.
That actually sounds
That
pretty
sounds
good.
really good.
Wow.
Oh my god, I never tried that, bro. How have I
I've
never
never even
tried
thought
that?
about that.
Dude, like I feel
Yeah.
like
So good.
spicy and sweet is like amazing. So I seen people do this like pineapple. I don't even know if it's like a sauce. It's like a spicy pineapple sauce and has like little bits of pineapple in it. So I don't know how I haven't thought of that. I think my mom makes something like I forget. Seen it somewhere. I don't know, but now that you say that, it's like, oh my god, it sounds fire.
Yeah,
So,
that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite. And pepperoni banana peppers is another great one
Oh,
too.
but yeah, I love
wow.
banana peppers.
Wow,
I
that's
love banana
crazy.
peppers.
That sounds like those sounds like some cool like combinations that I've never even thought about. Especially that buffalo chicken and pineapple. I just never would have thought like those two things would go together, but it kind of does sound pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Dude,
We're gonna have a spam pizza.
spam.
So
Oh my god, my brother
Ooh.
he loves spam. I've never tried spam.
gonna
I'll have
cut
to
it
try
nice,
that.
nice and thin.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to try it. We haven't tested it yet.
yeah. What? So we gotta come out there and we gotta shoot a video, just testing all these different combinations. You should surprise us with combinations, and we'll just video the whole thing.
Whatever
Get
you
them
want,
edited.
man.
Bro,
Whatever
that'll
you
be
want.
awesome. We gotta make that happen for sure. That'll be
No,
awesome.
that would be amazing. So outside of your business, what do you enjoy doing?
I really do love. I really do love writing. I actually don't. I'm not a big fan of being in front of the camera. So, which it'd be surprising, but I prefer videography and editing. I prefer to do that for the show. I have a lot of videos where my father-in-law is in it, and he's like the star because it's just he'll do whatever I tell him to do. I love doing that. I love writing short comedies. I have a couple sitcoms I've written that sit in an envelope, just gathering dust, and I've written a short film as well. And it's just maybe if I make enough, get some more money, I can pay an actual film crew to film it for me so that it's done
Hmm.
correctly. So yeah, I love that. I'm a huge I've just started. I'm a huge church person. I go to church every week. I like to give back. This another thing about this restaurant. Besides being the franchise model, this is the first restaurant where yes, every restaurant wants to make money. You have to make money in business to stay alive. But this is my first restaurant where a lot of it is going to be focused on giving back to the community. We're not open for lunch. We're only open 3 to 9. So I have this open restaurant during the day where we can do like field trips with kids. We can do, especially kids with special needs. They can come in, make their own pizzas, have some fun in a nice quiet area where they can just feel like they can just be themselves. Same thing with like nursing home people. We'd like to get some vans in here, get some elderly out of the nursing homes, let them have their independence again, and let them cook, be comfortable, have pizza. Get to hear their stories. Because they're what they've been through in life it's going to happen in everyone's life some way. History always repeats itself. It's so great to hear these amazing stories, especially veterans that have served this country and given me all this freedom to be who I am. And we're going to give back a lot. And also, kids like you guys, college, high school, instead of having a car wash to raise money, why don't you come in here on Saturday and make pizzas for all of your families, and every money that you guys grow, it's going to go right to your sport or whatever you're trying to raise money for. It's a different way for you to raise money, and like you can also get a little bit of experience on how it is to work in a real world. So I just think it's a win-win. This restaurants have always given me a way to give back, where sometimes I can't write you a check for $10,000. I wish I could. I wish I could write a check every week for some charity or someone that needs help. But I can give you food. I can give you pizza. And 20 pizzas is going to cost me $10, but it's going to feed 50 people for you. You know what I mean? So that you can get in their wallets and get what you need. So, so it's just a good way to do it. So, to summarize your question that you asked me, I love writing. I like doing comedy skits, especially. But my wife thinks I'm not funny, so it kind of dampers my confidence. But and then of course giving back to my community. So I love that.
You
Yeah,
a big
man,
sports fan at all?
I am a Bruins fan, hockey fan. I'm a when I used to play Madden when I was younger, before children. The Eagles were always my team, always my
Go.
team to play.
Let's go, baby.
McNabb was my
Yeah.
savage legend for me, and I don't. I wish I could say I watch sports, but I really don't, to be honest with you. Except maybe World Cup soccer, because my parents are Portuguese. So like Cristiano Ronaldo is our life. So but he's retiring soon, so we're gonna probably stop watching soccer after that. So, and then of course we talked about Fenway Park, and it's just the history of the Red Sox. I'm not, I have to go to at least one game a year,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like I'm not a sports fanatic. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So. I don't have any friends, so I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, it's hard when you. I mean, you're running what four different businesses and running, doing your own thing. It's hard. I mean,
Yeah.
even right now,
And usually I'm
it's
feeding the
hard.
people watching sports, so.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. So
So,
it's crazy because like all my friends, they go. A lot of people, a lot of them went to college. A lot of them are working different jobs, and it's like crazy because I don't hang out with them near as much as I did when I was in high school and stuff. And so it is like it's just a different experience, when you're growing up and you're not losing them because you still talk to them like over the phone, you still talk to them, but it's just you don't hang out like you did. So I do understand where you're coming from, especially I mean you have
Yep.
for businesses you have a lot going on. You have TikTok, you have your social media, you have wife, kids, you got a lot going on your plate, when you really look at it. That's the things
Yeah.
people don't see though. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody knows, that oh, you have a wife and kids, you have this going on, you have that going on. But they just think they think the one video you post took 10 minutes to film and then you threw it on there, when really in the background, hey, I was running my four business, I was running this business today and on the phone with this one and telling people to do it this one and just going back and forth and, you're doing what you had to do. So it's just crazy. It's cool to
Yeah.
see like different people's, I don't know if I want to say perspectives, but like just what they do to actually amount because I mean I know the work we've put into actually make this happen. It's not I mean it's nothing crazy, but we're not the hardest workers in
Man,
the
you got to
world.
change that. You got to change that, man. You got to stop
Yeah,
making yourself
I know.
so small.
I
Everything you
know,
do
man.
is amazing. I don't care if you spend 5 minutes on the toilet writing a script.
Yeah,
You're doing it, man.
I know.
You're
Thank you,
doing
bro.
5 more minutes than someone crying in the corner saying, "What am I going to
Yeah,
do with my life?"
yeah. You're all
Right?
right. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
You gotta
But
You gotta
yeah,
switch that.
for sure. I know. I am hard on myself. I'm always hard on myself. I've been since I was at high school, especially because I graduated high school with a 2.1 GPA. I was I didn't pay attention in class. I was talking to this
Mhm.
kid and just talking away and always trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I definitely wanted to go to college, and I got denied by obviously because I didn't have a good GPA. I got denied by every college I went to. So I guess I've just always been kind of harder on myself, but we are making it work now. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that for tonight. We are making it work.
You have to
So
do it, man. I'll tell
yep,
you right now, you're never gonna. No one's gonna be harder on your. No one's ever gonna be hard on you like you are on yourself, man. No one's
for
ever
sure,
gonna say anything that's going to break you as much as what you say to yourself in the mirror. And we all have those days, man. Entrepreneurs, wherever you are, you're doing it. You're gonna, and that's the difference. Is that you can literally look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Excuse my French, but go fuck yourself, dude. I got shit to get done. I don't got time for
mm,
you right now. I really don't have it." And you have to. You're gonna have speed bumps in life. You're gonna have, like we talked about, you're gonna have haters that are gonna push you and put everything in your way, and you don't have time to do that to yourself, man. You don't have time
for sure,
to doubt because you're literally giving them fuel. They can feel it. They can smell that weakness. Like, just be confident in what you're doing. You got to fake it till you make it, and just do it. Who cares? Yeah,
for
I'm
sure,
telling you, man. You can be, just by the way you're speaking already, the way you speak, and the way you're asking me these questions, just like as well as Josh is asking his questions and doing his thing, and you guys are polite. You're good kids, good guys. I shouldn't say kids. I'm sorry. I'm just old.
it's all right now.
You guys are good guys, and you got good heads on your shoulders. It's just, I think, honestly, what's going on in the world right now, you guys are too busy beating yourselves up. You're not even giving the world a chance to beat you up. And as soon as you get confident, trust me, you're gonna go. You got some walls that you got to go through, man. And it's good to have some shoulder pads on before you go through any wall.
For
Yeah.
sure. Thank you, my man. I do appreciate it.
Of course, man. I want you guys to blow up. I want you guys. I want to be a guy that you interviewed when you were nothing, supposedly. That's what you just said. So I'm just quoting you.
No,
So,
for sure.
so
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that comes true. And I mean, I've a lot of confidence in this, and this has been really fun. Um, so like, who has there been like one specific person that's been like a motivation in your life that's like really like helped you push every single day, or even if it's a couple people, like,
Ooh. So when I was younger, when I was in high school and stuff like that, my dad was a big influence on me. He was, he came to this country. He's Portuguese. He's from Portugal. He came here with nothing, and he was raised in an orphanage, and he had absolutely nothing. And he came here, and he became with no English, and he worked hard, became an American citizen, and just showed me, and my mother as well. Um, she used to work at overnight, and my dad would work in the morning. So like I'd see my parents, a couple hours a day. I lived with my grandmother for a few years, while they were working. And that work ethic got automatically shoved into my face. Like I couldn't not see it. And, you know, the struggles that they went through to give me the best life possible. Um, like I never wanted for anything as a kid. My parents, I had the best clothes. I had the name brands, everything. I had Jordans when I was like 7 years old, which was not normal in the 80s. So it's like my parents did everything they could to sacrifice to give me the best life that I could. Now,
Mhm.
were they perfect? No, like we said earlier, you know what I mean? He was a big influence. And then growing up, when you become a dad of yourself, you realize that, dad's shoes are great and you want to fill them, but they're just not your style and you want to do your own thing. And like we said, you take the good things and get rid of the bad things. Not that they're all bad; they mold you to become who you're supposed to be. And then from there, it was kind of like, and your kids become your influence, your excuse me, your what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration. You know,
Mhm.
my kids. I have two beautiful daughters. I have two daughters that are on the spectrum. They're autistic. They're both special needs. So that was a curveball thrown in our life. Like you have these milestones in your head that society gives you when you have children, get married, blah blah, buy a house, blah blah. They're gonna, first steps, first words, first all that stuff. And we got a curveball thrown at us. We have a couple kids that need a little extra help, a little more focus, a little more therapy to help them get and be successful. But they're my inspiration every day because I wake up every morning and I can talk to you. I can look at you and have eye contact and take care of myself. And my kid has to go to school for like 8, 10 hours to learn speech, do therapy, and still comes home smiling, happy, like nothing's wrong. And they just work and grind. They go to summer school. They don't get days off like typical kids. And I'm like, if she can do that at the age of 4, 5, 6, I have absolutely no reason to bitch about my life. All I have to do is make sure that she has a better life than I do. And that's the truth.
I feel like that's always like a push, especially I don't have kids, obviously. I'm only 20. I know some people have them. At my age, it's
Good.
crazy to see.
Good.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. We always get into that topic, just having kids and stuff, and I'm like, man, I guess I am getting to that age where it's kind of, I don't want, I guess I'll say normalized to have kids kind of in your 20s. But yeah, I could see how just having, having a kid would totally push you because I always say like if I had a kid, I would want them to be 100 times the person I was. Like I wouldn't want them to be like me at all. Maybe not in the
Hmm.
sense of just like the sense of I would want them to be 100. Like no matter what, I could be the greatest person in the world. I would still want them to be 100 times better than me. Um, and so I could see where that motivation comes from. That's pretty cool.
Do you have any questions for us?
How long have you guys been friends? Number one, I think you touched upon it when you guys were younger. Also, why? What do you think is your number one obstacle when it comes to your podcast?
Ooh, I don't think we've been asked that yet. Number one
No.
obstacle. I think I know exactly what it is, and it's that I'll tell you what. There's two. There's money because obviously we want how I am. I'm a perfectionist. I want everything the best. I know it can't be like that, but that's just how I am. I want the best product. I want the best everything. And obviously we took a what is that? I don't want to say a cheaper route, but a what would you call that, tutor?
Like more
Uh,
of a cost efficient.
yeah, like a cost efficient route and it's working out. So I get in my head. I'm like, I want this. I want to set up, and I want, um, I just want it to be like how you see it on YouTube. But I understand we're young and we have time, and then I'm like, okay, we're fine now. So I would definitely say money is the number one, and then two, I guess I could say time, but I just him being at college, me being at home, doing my own thing, working, and it's just we're two different lifestyles right now. So being away, if I could film this in person with him, I 100% would. If I could film this in person with you, I 100% would. It wouldn't even be, but I'm so glad that we have Discord and that we have these, online, I could get on here and talk to you. You're in 5, 6, 7, 8 states away or whatever, and I can get on here and we can do this. So I definitely would just say literally time and money and I think that's everyone's problem nowadays, honestly. So
Hmm.
I don't have a cool answer for you, but that's just
Hmm.
me being honest. And then we have been friends, so we knew each other when we were young. We weren't like this close, but I've known him since probably
It's
10 years now. I
it's
would
probably
say,
around third grade we started playing basketball together.
yeah, I would say about 10 to 12 years now. I've known him.
Hmm.
We became really good friends about 6 years ago in 2019. That's when we became,
Nice.
I guess, 5 years ago. So, yeah, I would say the end of 2019, we had a couple classes together in 10th grade. And that's kind of where our friendship started. And that's kind of where this idea popped up.
Hmm.
And then COVID hit. We put it away, kind of didn't say anything about it. And then junior year hit, we kind of touched on it. We're like, whatever. We're still in high school. You still have the thoughts of people, what people say and what people do. So we just
Hmm.
didn't. And then senior year came about. We were like ready to start it. We started making like advertisements. Like I started making stuff in iMovie. I started making, stupid little advertisements. And then we didn't do anything. So I ended up posting. I think it's actually on. I think the post is still up on our Instagram. It's
Hmm.
literally the first post. It's not too far down. But I posted and I said like, "Yo, this episode's dropping this," and we never posted it. And so I added the caption and said like, I forget, I put something on there. just left it up. And so then a year later, so this is 2023 now. This would be last year. I was on vacation and I don't know if I called or texted him, but people were starting to say like stuff about the pod, and I'm like, we gotta start this. So I started doing. I'm literally just laying in bed on vacation doing like I'm doing a ton of research how to connect these mics, how to get this, what is an XLR cable, what is all this other different stuff that I need to know, and it just kind of all hit me. I was like, I can start this. All I have to do is talk to this kid, and so I talked to Tutor. We came up with a plan, and sorry, I call him Tutor. I talked to Josh. We came up with a plan, and
I got you.
yeah, we literally just. I got home that week. They came in from Amazon, everything we needed, and then we actually started
Mhm.
trying to film, and we didn't have this mixer that we needed. So I'm getting mad now because I'm like, these mics I just bought aren't working, and I had to go get a mixer with XLR cables. And then we went to his basement and sat there. The first pod, I mean, it might be the worst one, but that's what got us started. So I'm always thankful for that, and I'm just thankful for the journey. It's only been a year. We started when we were 19, and we're only 20. And a year, I mean, in a year, I feel like we've done a lot so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to obviously thank you for hopping on here with us and chatting.
Of course. Was that your first episode? Was that the one you guys sitting on the couch together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's awesome, man. Don't
Yeah.
don't, don't hate that one. That one's a classic. That's a classic, dude. That's like
Yeah.
you're gonna look at that one day, and that's gonna
That's
be
what I
your.
told him.
That's it, man. It's the game changer.
We
It's
were
Mm-hmm.
the
sitting
game
on the
changer.
couch, and I was like, "Yo, I would really love to have a setup." And I said, "You know what, Tutor? Though, one day we're gonna look at this couch and we're gonna be like, damn, that was a lot of fun. Like that, we're so thankful for this setup. Like I'm like, man, I would kill for our name to be on this wall and have our own studio. Have our own pod studio. And I know one day we will. That's what that's what keeps me going. I know one day we're gonna have exactly what I'm talking about. But we are gonna look back on that video and say like, damn, like that was fun, and I missed that. Like I just know that's how I am. I'm that type of person. I look forward to something, I get it, and I'm like, man, I really should have been more grateful for what I had. So I've definitely been learning that these past couple years now. Just growing up, just being more grateful for what I've had, and how I've come up, and just who I am.
I wouldn't give up on that couch setup, man. I really
Yeah,
wouldn't. People love to see that. You got to give them that touch of, oh wow, he's just an ordinary dude, and I think that's what made us be big because we were just a dude that worked a blue collar dude was working hard to make pizzas for a living, but it was just you can see yourself in that, like when if Jeff Bezos is talking to you, yeah, he's inspiring and he's a billionaire, but like you're kind of like I don't know if I'm that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you guys are two ordinary dudes that loves good friendship, great communication skills. You like sports. Sit together in pajamas with your socks on. It's like it's comfortable. It's literally what people want to hear. They want to see normal people. They don't want to see celebrities. They don't care anymore. Like honestly, everybody thinks they're a celebrity now. Just like everyone's a one-hit wonder. Everybody can write a song now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah,
AI, forget it. Everybody
yeah,
can do anything. So
yeah,
it's just crazy, man. Just don't complicate it on the details. Don't like do what you love and focus on the what you're making. That's the number one, and then it'll just come, man. It'll
yeah,
just happen, and you have to keep doing it.
yep,
You got to keep doing it. You just got to keep posting it, coasting it. I was, telling Josh earlier. Hopefully you guys will send it to me so that I can break it up and I can post it on my stuff so that people hear
yep,
about it. And you definitely should start doing some sponsorships. It's time. It's time for you guys to reach out for some. I hope you guys have thought of that.
yeah.
Keep it simple. You know, even if it's feeding you once a week, it's a good time to get a sponsorship, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's definitely in our future. We're looking for that. We want to do merch. We want to do a whole bunch of stuff. We want to have our own brand. Not just we don't want to be out of the park. We want to have our. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know who Nelk is, but they have like Full Send. They have their Nelk thing, but they have Full Send. They have their brand. So we want to have our own brand. We're out of the park. We'll always be out of the park. Um, but we want to have something people can wear. We don't know a name yet. We don't have a name yet. We're still deciding. It's been tough. I think we've had some like options, and I'm like, would I wear that? Would I not? And I'm like, it's just we're trying to find that perfect name that we both can come up on, and um, we're close, but we do
Mhm.
that's in our future, and we're just super excited to get that. Like that's what I look forward to doing the most. Obviously, giving back. Like I know how it is to be watching someone like watching, a YouTuber you grew up watching. It's I want to give back more than they do. I want to try and, I know how it is. Like,
Mhm.
oh, you can enter this $100 giveaway. Well, I want to do couple $100. I want to do $100 giveaway a week if I can. I would totally love to do that. If that's, something I could do that weekly, I could do that. You comment this, whoever the first person to comment this can receive this. DM me this, and I want to connect with fans also on a different level too as well. Like just be personable for them. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna try my best to stick to my
Mhm.
word and just be there for everyone.
That's awesome, man. We're doing something new too here at the shop. It's called Got Blessed at Moot's Pizzeria. So on social media, people can send me, they can send me a Venmo on my Venmo and that money, and they write down where they're from, state, country, wherever they're from, how much they want to give, and a message. And we just randomly pick customers, and they get their food paid for, and we show them the card, what's written from. This is from Stephanie in Oregon. She just says she wants you to have a great day and that you rock. Pass it forward, and it's like, see, you're raising money, but you're not using it for yourself, but you're also creating this way for someone to give. Number one. Number two, you're helping someone change their life because you never know what anybody's going through. I don't care what you know in life. You never know what that other person next to you is going through. And, you're you're creating content. If you get permission for that person to say, hey, can I film you while you receive your gift? You're creating content for yourself as well. So it's that feel good feeling video that people love to watch, but you're also helping and it's not costing you anything.
Mhm.
So, and people just like to hear their name online. So,
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
cool. It's like a win, 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 win. It's just all, it's like all interlooped.
exactly.
It's just everyone wins in the end. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that's how I want
yeah.
it to be. I want, when we're thriving, I want the person watching to feel the same way. I don't want, I like, there's some people I watch and I'm like, man, I can't really connect to them. I can't understand because they're driving this Lamborghini and then driving this. I want someone to be like, that kid is the same, he's same age as me and he's doing the same things. He's just on the internet being himself and just, making money doing it. So I'm just, I'm super excited to just get to that level. And
Hmm.
I know it's going to be a process, but I'm just, when we get there, it's going to be super
Yep.
fun. But yeah, man, we'll have to come
Just
check
try
out
not
your
to.
pizza shop.
I hope you guys do. I really hope you guys do. And hopefully by then we'll have our podcast set up in the back room. And you
Oh
guys can
man, let's
just be
do it.
on that. We can eat and
Let's
do
do
that.
it.
It'll be fun. Just to touch base on what you were just saying.
Yeah.
I just really hope that you guys push for this and do it. Don't look for, you keep saying, I know you say the word perfection. You're a perfectionist.
Hmm.
Guess what? It's never going to be perfect.
Mhm.
So just do it. Just
Yep.
Nike nailed it, man. Literally, just do it,
Yep.
man. Just do it.
Literally.
It's never going to be perfect because no matter how much money, no matter how big you get, you're always going to be like, oh, we should do this, and oh, we should have done that. It's always going to be that. You should be proud that you're having those thoughts because that means that you're trying to grow still. You're still trying to be better. But don't focus on the perfection because it's never going to happen. It's never. So just do it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
for
fuck
sure.
up.
Mhm.
Hmm.
If you don't fuck up, you're not doing anything fun. You're
Hmm.
really not. And you're gonna learn from everything that you screw up on. You're not gonna gain by being successful. No one. You gotta fail. Anything good is you gotta work for it. You gotta
Yep.
work for
Mhm.
Yeah, my man. We really do appreciate that. But is there anything else you want to, get off your chest? Anything else you want to say?
it. Honestly, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to being on your podcast, for being one of the originals on your podcast, and then when you blow up, don't forget about me. That's all I care
Oh, we
about.
won't, man. We're super excited. We're super appreciative of your time, man. We really do appreciate it. Everyone, go follow
Yeah, yeah.
him on Instagram. It will be, I don't know where I'm at on the screen. My editor will put it in. It will be on the screen somewhere. Ours will be on the screen somewhere.
Yeah,
We could put,
over there.
yeah, or here or there. I have no idea yet. So,
Just
um,
right over here.
we're gonna put your Venmo for that thing in the link in our bio. We're gonna put your YouTube,
Sure.
everything. Everything will be down there. Guys, go hit this guy up. Super genuine dude, as you can see from this pod if you just watch it full way through. Super this is amazing chat. I love if I could be here for 3-4 hours, I would. I would love to get to know more. One day we're gonna do an in-person video though. We're gonna do IRL, tasting pizzas, bro.
Mhm.
I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll get out there one
How
day for
about
sure.
this? How about this? I'll make a deal with you. How's that?
All
You
right, let's
come
do it.
down here. You come down here live, in person. I should say. You come
Yeah.
here in person. You eat some food. You be on the podcast, and we'll be one of your sponsors. How about that?
Wow.
Wow.
Let's do it. We got to do it. We got to get it
That's
done.
perfect.
Just give me
yeah.
some. Just give me some time to open.
No, for sure.
And I've given you everything you need. Everything you need to be successful.
Everything. Yep.
Mhm.
You
Right?
you
And by
literally
then I'll have
you
a
give us
million
a text.
followers.
You give us a text, my man. You just hit us up. We got you. We do want to make it out there. We want to start with all these online pods. We want to get out and obviously, we'd love to support your business. I love supporting as much as I can. So
Mhm.
we'd love to be down there. We'd love to shoot a pod with you, and we'd love to obviously eat your pizza. Who wouldn't want to eat your pizza?
And make it. You guys gotta cook it too.
Oh,
You're
for
gonna learn to
sure.
cook, buddy.
Yeah,
You gotta learn to cook,
we gotta get it.
buddy.
We gotta get that on video too. That'll be funny because
That'd be
I've only
crazy.
made a pizza like once in my life, so
Mhm.
I gotta get that. I gotta get that on film and get some road mics or whatever, and we'll get it done, my man. But thank you so much. We really do appreciate your time, and this has been
Of
awesome.
course.
Anything
think
else you
I-
want to say to?
Thank you so much.
I think there's one final thing we have to do. So
Uh,
I remember a text
Uh-oh.
earlier. He had said about he can say our podcast correctly, and I want everyone to hear him say it
Oh, yeah.
correctly. So go ahead.
All right, guys, if you're tuning in, make sure you check out this amazing podcast, Out the Park. The only way to say it correctly.
let's go. We got
That was
trademark that.
perfect. That was perfect.
Let's go. Out the park. But yeah, man.
Out the park, kid.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah, thank you.
We really do appreciate your time, and we will see
course.
you very soon.
Mhm.
We'll hit you up.
Excellent, man.
All right, my man.
Love
Thank
it.
you
I'm
guys for
available
watching.
anytime if you guys want to do anything again. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
for sure. No, thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching with Mutt's Pizzeria, Marco's Pizza. Thank you guys so much. Dave Portnoy, we're going to get you there. And thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Out of the Park Podcast, and we'll see
Appreciate
you
you
next week.
guys.
Yep, appreciate you too. Thank you.
Thank you.